الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا وحبيبنا وإمامنا وقدوتنا محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Respected brothers and sisters, welcome to our weekly class on the explanation of Al-Muqaddimah Al-Ajurrimiyyah. And the explanation that we are currently going through, it is Al-Tuhfah Al-Sanniyyah by Sheikh Muhammad Muhyiddin Abdul Hamid Rahimahullah. Now, for the last thing that we were speaking about, last lesson we took Al-Af'alu wa Anwa'uha, the different types of fi'l. And then we started speaking about Ahkamul Fi'l. Ahkamul Fi'l. We spoke about Ahkam al-Fi'l al-Madi, and we spoke about Ahkam Ahkamu Fi'l al-Amr. And what we have remaining from that chapter is to speak about al-Fi'l al-Mudari'. So inshallah today we'll finish that off and we'll start with the Nawasib al-Mudari'. The next chapter will make it start in that bi'idhnillahi jalla wa ala. So I'll just share the screen with you. Okay, so what do we have here? All right, so hopefully you can see the screen now that I'm sharing. Now, so this is where we stopped. So the Sharih, Rahimahullah, Shaykh Muhammad Muhyiddin Abdul Hamid, he says, وَالْفِعْلُ الْمُضَارِعُ علامته أن يكون في أوله حرف زائد من 4 أحرف يجمعها قولك أنيت أو قولك نأيت أو قولك أتينا أو قولك نأتي. نعم. Did we take this last lesson or we didn't? I'm not sure if we actually took it. Seems familiar. Is this where we stopped? Anyway, we can, even if it is that we haven't, we have taken it, it can be a quick, I guess. No, okay. Barakallahu feek. Let's continue then. Now, so it says the fi'l al-mudari'. Al-fi'l al-mudari' says the alama. It says that the alama to fi'l al-mudari' is what? أن يكون في أوله حرف زائد من 4 أحرف. That at the beginning of a fi'l al-mudari' there should be one of 4 extra additional harfs, hurufs. There should be, at the beginning of a fi'l al-mudari', there should be one of 4 extra additional letters. يجمعها قولك, and these 4 letters, they can be combined with your statement. يجمعها قولك أنيت. This is the most popular, common one that you have to often find, أنيت. أو قولك, or your statement نأيت. أو قولك أتينا. أو قولك نأتي. يعني, you could remember these 4 extra additional letters which should be in the front of a fi'l al-mudari'. This is just, they made it easier for you to remember the 4 if you remember one of these 4 statements. And we can just suffice with anaytu. So يعني here what it means is that it could be either a hamza, or it could be noon, or it could be al-ya, or it could be at-ta. Now, one of these four should be there. Now, does that mean in any of the does that mean if there is any fi'l and at the beginning of this fi'l you find one of these four, does that mean that's fi'l al-mudari? No, that's not the meaning here. The meaning here is for a fi'l to be a fi'l al-mudari, it has to have one of these four. There can be fi'l al-amr, there can be fi'l al-madi, that can have one of these four. Huh? But for fi'l al-mudari to be fi'l al-mudari, it has to have one of these four. And it has to be something additional, extra. Anyway, we'll talk about this in more detail. So let's go through each of them. So first he will talk about al-hamza. فالحمزة للمتكلم مذكرا كان مؤنثا, and this is واضح. Any hamza is for mutakallim, for the speaker, whether he is mudhakkar or he is mu'annath, male or female. نحو أفهم, when you say أفهم, أنا أفهم, this hamza indicates mutakallim, first person. And afham can be used both by mudhakkar and mu'annath. That's hamza. What about the noon? وَالنُّونُ لِلْمُتَكَلِّمِ الَّذِي يُعَظِّمُ نَفْسَهُ. Noon is for the mutakallim, again for one person. الَّذِي يُعَظِّمُ نَفْسَهُ, who is magnifying and exalting himself. Like Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, often we find the Quran. For example, it says, إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا الذِّكْرَ وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ. إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا الذِّكْرَ. إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا الذِّكْرَ. Who is the one who sent down the revelations? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But often throughout the Quran you find Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he talks about himself, he uses the noon. Why? Is to show the greatness and show the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is great and exalted and glorified and magnified, sublime, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Huh? Sometimes even like rulers and leaders, someone of high status in society can also use that. They do use it, okay? So the noon is for mutakallim alladhi yu'azzimu nafsahu. Or للمتكلم الذي يكون معه غيره. Or for the mutakallim who has others with him. And he says we, نحن. For example, نفهم. Huh? Okay, what about ya? So next one is ya. وَالْيَاءُ لِلْغَائِبِ. Ya is for someone who's ghaib, yani third person, someone who's absent. Is mudhakkar. Yes. Or mu'annath, it can be for. So, وَالْيَاءُ لِلْغَائِبِ, someone who's not here. نَحْوُ يَقُومُ. For example, يَقُومُ. And يَقُومُ huwa. He is standing. So the ya is for someone who is ghaib. وَالتَّاءُ لِلْمُخَاطَبِ أَوِ الْغَائِبَةِ. So ta is for two reasons. Either mukhatab, second person, someone you are addressing directly, is in front of you, you are addressing him. Mukhatab. Or it can be for ghaiba, Remember, ghaib is ya, for mudhakkar, ghaib. For someone ghaibah, mu'annatha, yes, it's mu'annath, a female who is not here, third person, we can use also tha. And I'll give an example for both. نحو أنت تفهم يا محمد واجبك. You, O Muhammad, understand your homework. So here look at tafhamu. Ya Muhammad, he's in front of you. Ya Muhammad, maybe he's your student. O Muhammad, you understand your homework. وَنَحْوُ تَفْحَمُ زَيْنَبُ وَاجِبَهَا. Zainab understands her homework. So you can see Zainab is not here. She is ghaibah. But we still use ta. So ta is used for mukhatab, mudhakkar. Or it can be used for ghaibah. Okay. So, نعم. فإن لم تكن هذه الحروف زائدة, if these four huruf are not zaida, are not extra in a fi'l, بل كانت من أصل الفعل, but they are originally part of the fi'l, they are part of the original fi'l, they are not zaida. For example, akala. Look here, akala. This hamza, it's got hamza before it, but is it zaida? No, it's asliya. Why? Because akala is taken from the masdar akl. So the hamza is already there. Naqala, same thing, the noon is asliya. Because naqala, the fi'l madi, is taken from the masdar naql. Tafala, to spit. Again, we have ta in front of it. Does that mean it's fi'l mudari? No. Why? Because it's not zaida, this ta. This ta is asliya because it's from the masdar tafl, spit or spitting. Wa yana'a, it has ya. This is fi'l madi, yana'a. It has ya. But is it fi'l mudari? No, it's not fi'l mudari. Why? Because this ya is asliya. And the yana'a means to ripen, to become ripe, like fruit when it becomes ripe. Yeah. So فَإِن لَمْ تَكُنْ هَذِهِ الْحُرُوفُ زَائِدَةً بَلْ كَانَتْ مِنْ أَصْلِ الْفِعْلِ نحو أكل ونقل وتفل وينع. أو كان الحرف زائدا, or maybe it is زائد. But what? لكنه ليس للدلالة على المعنى الذي ذكرناه. It is extra, but this harf doesn't show you the meaning that we have mentioned. For example, أكرم. This is fi'l madi ruba'i. And this hamza, it is there. It is zaida. Because this is from karam. The asal, the original verb is karam. The masdar for the original word is karam, yes? So this is extra, but it's not there for the meaning of mutakallim. It's there for another meaning. Ta'diyah. Ta'diyah means for the action, and you will learn this in sarf. Ta'diyah means for for the action to take place yani beyond you. Yes, for example, look here. I can say akrama Zaydun Amran. Zayd honored Amr. You see? So the action can be seen on another person beyond the mutakallim. That's what the Hamza is there for. Anyway, this is sarf. But the point here is this Hamza here is not for the meaning that what we intend when we talk about fi'l mudari. Yes, it is zaid. The Hamza is zaida, but it's not for the meaning that we're talking about. It's not for mutakallim. Wa taqaddama. So also this is fi'l al-madi again. Yes, there is a ta. Yes, it is extra, zaida. But is this ta here? Is it for mukhatab? No. Is it for ghaiba? No. So we discard it. We don't pay any attention to that. Yeah. Look here. So أو كان الحرف زائدا لكنه ليس للدلالة على المعنى الذي ذكرناه نحو أكرم وتقدم كان الفعل ماضيا لا مضارعا. The fi'l will be ماضي لا مضارع. In all of these situations, can you see? When the harf is either asli or it is zaid but doesn't give you the meaning that we're talking about for fi'l mudari, then in each case this fi'l cannot be mudari. It will be madi. Huh? Okay, as you can see. I hope that is clear so far. In fact, most of this should probably be this should be revision. Okay, actually I've just read them. My mistake, we were on the nawasib. Okay, so Brother Adam is saying we've actually finished this. Can I have also a confirmation from others, anybody else on this before I move on then? I can't even remember myself. Allah musta'an. Okay, Brother Adam is typing something, so let's just wait. Okay.
I think we covered Hukam of Fi'l al-Amr last time. Hukam of Fi'l al-Amr, is that before or after this?
Oh, that is before this. Okay. All right, we'll continue then with this, I guess. let's continue then. Inshallah, no problem. Okay, we didn't finish. Okay, so let's continue this then. So that's a bit of information about fi'l al-mudari, and it's the sign of a fi'l al-mudari. Yes, these four huruf, and they have to be za'ida, and they have to carry a certain meaning that we have mentioned. The hamza has to have a certain meaning, noon has to have a certain meaning, the ya has to have a certain meaning, and the ta has to have a certain meaning. Only then can it be a sign for fi'l al-mudari. And if that's not the case, then it's not going to be a fi'l al-mudari, it's going to be fi'l al-madi. Okay, now let's look at the hukm then. Let's look at the hukm of this. Okay. وحكم الفعل المضارع أنه مؤرب ما لم تتصل به نون التوكيد ثقيلة كانت أو خفيفة أو نون النسوة. حكم الفعل المضارع that is مؤرب. It's not مبني, it's مؤرب. As long as what? As long as it is not connected to نون التوكيد, which can be ثقيلة or can be خفيفة, and it's not connected to نون النسوة. Why? Because if fi'l al-mudari, at the end of it, it is joined to a nun al-tawqid or to nun niswa, it becomes mabni, not mu'rab. فَإِنِ اتصلت به نون التوكيد بني معها على الفتح. على الفتح. So if it is connected to nun al-tawqid, whether there is thaqila or khafifa, that doesn't matter. The main point is at the end it's connected to nun al-tawqid, then it's going to be the fi'l al-mudari is going to be mabni upon fatah. نحو قوله تعالى لا يسجنن ولا يكون من الصاغرين. لا يسجنن ولا يكون من الصاغرين. So look here. Look here. Both of these here. لا يسجنن. It should be يسجن. Should be لا يسجن. But it's not. It's in fact مبني على الفتح, the fi'l al-mudari. Why? Because it is connected to noon at-tawqid al-thaqila. What about this? وَلَا يَكُونًا مِنَ الصَّاغِرِينَ. The asl of this is وَلَا يَكُونًا. وَلَا يَكُونًا. Here, yes? Okay. So let me write that for you. Here now, for example, وَلَا يُسْجَنَنَّ. Yes. لا لا يسجنن. Oops. لا يسجنن ولا يكونن. That is the asal. لا يسجنن. So this we say is fi'l mudari, but it is mabniyun ala al-fath. Why? لاتصاله بنون التوكيد الثقيلة. This one, also fi'l mudari, is again مبني على الفتح. Why? لاتصاله بنون التوكيد الخفيفة. That is ثقيلة, because a shut down it is خفيف, so it just has a sukoon. The point here is both of them are fi'l mudari. However, they are not mu'arab. They are both مبني. مبني على ماذا؟ مبني على الفتح. لماذا مبني على الفتح؟ لاتصاله بنون التوكيد. لاتصاله بنون التوكيد. نون التوكيد can be ثقيلة أو خفيفة. The main thing is نون التوكيد. نعم. So that is why the author has mentioned that ayah. لا يسجنن ولا يكون من الصاغرين. Okay. So that's that. That should be clear. No. Okay. Now, when اتصلت به, when اتصلت به نون النسوة, نون النسوة, if it is connected, however, the fi'l mudari is connected, at the end of it there is a نون النسوة. بني معها على السكون. It becomes مبني على السكون. نحو قوله تعالى والوالدات يرضعن. والوالدات يرضعن أولادهن. والوالدات يرضعن أولادهن. So here, when we analyze it, and let's say we write it here, والوالدات يرضعن أولادهن. Now, so al-walidat, let's do the i'rab of this. Who'll do the i'rab of this very simple, easy jumla? Anybody want to have a go? So al-walidatu will be mubtada. مرفوع. مبتدأ مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. يرضعن يرضع فعل مضارع مبني على السكون. مبني على السكون. This time why? لاتصاله بنون النسوة. والنون ضمير متصل مبني على الفتح في محل رفع فاعل. This noon is the fa'il. والوالدات يرضعن أولادهن. أولادهن, this is مفعول به. أولاد, any mothers, they breastfeed their children. So أولاد is the مفعول به. مفعول به. And of course مفعول به منصوب وعلامة نصبه الفتحة على آخره وهو مضاف. What about هن؟ الهاء ضمير متصل مبني على ماذا؟ مبني على الضم. See that؟ الهاء ضمير متصل مبني على الضم في محل ماذا؟ في محل جر مضاف إليه. ها؟ مضاف في محل جر مضاف إليه. وبعد النون، نون is just we can say علامة النسوة. It's a sign of نسوة and مبني على فتح لا محل له من الإعراب. نعم، لا محل له من الإعراب. Okay, I want to ask you a question. We have the mubtada. Where's the khabar? Where is the khabar here? Can't just have mubtada. Where is the khabar? Yep, please feel free to type it in the chat. Ilyas, what, and Brother Adam, yes, please feel free to type in the chat. Jumla fi'liya, yes. The jumla fi'liya, which is what? The jumla fi'liya here is? Naam, ahsantum. Naam, jumlatu yurdi'na khabar. Naam, jumlatu yurdi'na khabar. Yes. So we can say, we can just add right at the end, for example, we can say, we could have said it here really. We could have said wa jumlatu yurdi'na fi mahalli raf'in khabar. But anyway, that's just extra i'rab. And the main point here is obviously we're trying to get across here is that this fi'l mudari here is mabni ala sukun. Why? Littisalihi bi nun niswa. Yeah? Hey, inshallah. So that's clear. Bi-idhnillah. Then he goes on to say, وَإِذَا كَانَ مُعْرَبًا. So that is when it's mabni. Remember we said the asl in the fi'l mudari, it is going to be mu'rab. Except in two scenarios, it becomes a mabni. Because mabni al-fath, littisal bi nun al-tawqid. It becomes mabni al-sukun, littisal bi nun niswa. Other than that, it is mu'rab. And when it is mu'rab, remember we're still talking about the ahkam fi'l al-mudari. وَإِذَا كَانَ مُعْرَبًا فَهُوَ مَرْفُوءٌ. So when it is mu'rab, we know it is marfu. Why? مرفوع ما لم يدخل عليه ناصب وجازم. As long as it is not preceded by a nasib or a jazim. As long as not preceded by something that makes it mansoob or makes it majzoom. نحو يفهم محمد. Look at this jumla, يفهم محمد. فيفهم فعل مضارع مرفوع لتجرده من الناس. We say لخلوه, you can say لتجرده, no problem, both have the same meaning. So فعل مضارع مرفوع, why؟ لتجرده من الناصب والجازم وعلامة رفع ضمة ظاهرة ولا آخره. ومحمد فاعل مرفوع بضمة ظاهرة. فإن دخل عليه ناسب نصبه, if a nasib comes before it, it makes it mansub. نحو لن يخيب مجتهد. لن يخيب مجتهد. فلن, what is لن؟ حرف نفي ونصب واستقبال. So لن is حرف نفي, it negates. ونصب, it makes the fi'l mudari after mansub. And استقبال, because you know that fi'l mudari, if it comes on its own, out of context, just on its own, it can have the meaning of hal, now. It can have the meaning of mustaqbal, future. But when lan, for example, but there are some words that can come before a fi'l mudari and restricted to hal, and there are some words who can come before fi'l mudari restricted to mustaqbal. But when it's on its own, it can have this meaning or that meaning. However, lan is one of those words, if it comes before fi'l mudari, it restricts us to istiqbal, mustaqbal. So that is the i'rab of lan. حرف نفي ونصب واستقبال مبني السكون لا محل له من الإعراب. ويخيب فعل مضارع منصوب بلن وعلامة نصبه. This i'rab should be all easy for you guys now, yeah? وعلامة نصبه الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره. ومجتهد, of course, it is the fa'il. فاعل مرفوع ولابد رفع ضم ظاهر على آخره. Okay, that's for nasib. Now, here, وإن دخل عليه جازم وجزمه. If a jazim comes before fi'l mudari, jazamahu makes it majzum. For example, لم يجزع إبراهيم. Ibrahim did not get annoyed. فلم, what is lam? You know lam, حرف نفي وجزم وقلب. It's حرف نفي. We know why it's حرف نفي. Jazmin, we know why it's not jazmin, because it makes fi'l mudari majzum. Lam yajza'. Waqalibin, we've discussed that before. Qalb means to alter or to change. So it changes the meaning, because this is fi'l mudari, which can mean now or future. But what does it do? When lam comes before fi'l mudari, it changes it to the past. Qalb. And that's why qalb is called qalb. That's why heart is called qalb, because yatakallab, it changes a lot. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ, although he was Ashraful Bariyya sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, now Ashraful Bariyya sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and his past and future sins had been forgiven, and he is the leader of the Bani Adam. But despite that, he sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's most frequent dua would be Ya Muqallib al-Qulub, Ya Muqallib al-Qulub, Thabbit qalbi ala dinik. Why? Because al-qalb yataqallab. Hearts are between the two fingers of Ar-Rahman. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we say, Ya Muqallib al-Qulub, Thabbit qulubana ala dinik. So, naam. So here, وَيَجْزَعْ فِعْلٌ مُضَارِعٌ مَجْزُومٌ بِلَمْ. بدون إعراب. لم جزء بلم. نعم. وعلامة جزمه السكون. واضح. إبراهيم فاعل مرفوع علامة رفعه ضمة إلى آخره. نعم. So that brings us to the end of that. So hopefully, inshallah, you have some good basic, you have to say still, you have some good basic knowledge of أحكام الفعل, and you learn some basic يعني difference of opinions about these. نعم شبه الجملة يرضعن أولادهن في مليرة الخبر. نعم. Yeah, we Brother Adam, we wouldn't call that شبه الجملة. That جملة يعني فعلية. شبه الجملة is when there is involved الجار والمجرور and ظرف زمان ظرف مكان. That's considered شبه الجملة. نعم. So نعم, you're welcome. So okay, please do forgive me for any background noise. House is mashallah tabarakallah packed at the moment. So moving on then, let's go to nawasib al-mudari. This is يعني the juicy stuff. Nawasib al-mudari. Okay, so let's make a start. We'll take about 15 minutes and then we'll continue tomorrow inshallah. So nawasib al-mudari. They say that this is probably the most difficult chapter in the book. And then after it in difficulty comes the next one that comes after, which is Jawazim al-Mudari. Jawazim is a bit simpler than Nawasib, but they are a bit challenging. But that's why I'm not going to rush through these two chapters. So we're going to take it easy. We're going to go at your pace, inshallah. So you can have a good understanding. So there's no rush. Okay, looking for it, yep, inshallah. So this is, and it's very interesting. Oh, Nawasib al-Mudari. So what are Nawasib al-Mudari? Yani something that comes before fi'l al-Mudari and makes it mansoob. So the author rahimahullah Ibn Ājurrumiyyah, he says, فَالنَّوَاسِبُ عَشَرَةٌ. The nawasib are 10 in number. What are they? Wahiya, what are they? An, wa lan, wa idhan, wa kay, wa lamu kay, wa lamul juhudi, wa hatta, wal jawabu bil fa'i, wal wawi, wa aw. Okay. Obviously, inshallah, we're going to go through each one of them in some detail with a lot of examples and lots of i'rab. Because especially in Nawasil al-Mudari, you need to really understand what's going on. And the only way you're going to understand what's going on is with i'rab and lots of practice. So, let's see what the Sharih is saying. What does he say? Okay. وأقول Shaykh Muhammad rahimahullah says الأدوات التي ينسب بعدها الفعل المضارع عشرة أحرف. He says the adawat, the tools, you could say, or the words after which fi'l al-mudari is mansoob are 10 letters. Okay, look in this jumla. I want to ask you just extra question. Al-adawat, this is the mubtada. Where is the khabar? in this jumla, where is the khabar? This is how you begin to understand when you are reading something. This is why i'rab is very, very important. This is the whole reason we are studying nahu. And you have to be able to tell in a jumla where is the fi'l, where is the fa'il, where is the maf'ulun bihi, where is the khabar, where is the mubtada, where is ismu inna, where is khabaru inna, where is ismu kan, where is khabaru kana, wa kada wa kada. Where do you think it is in that? Right? Naam, ahsant. Yes. So Brother Shiraz is saying asharatu naam. This is the khabar. Al-adawatu asharatu ahruf. The adawat, the tools, they are 10 letters. And this in the middle, this is extra information about the adawat. This is like a sifa, this is like a description. This whole jumla here is like a description for adawat. Adawat. Which adawat? Adawat by which fil mudari becomes mansoob. So you can say the adawat by which fil mudari becomes mansoob are 10 letters. You see, this is okay. وَهِيَ عَلَى ثَلَاثَةِ أَقْسَامٍ, and these 10 letters can be divided into 3 categories. قِسْمٌ يَنْسِبُ بِنَفْسِهِ. قِسْمٌ يَنْسِبُ بِنَفْسِهِ. There's a category where these letters, these ahruf, they make fi'l mudari mansoob by themselves. They don't need any extra help. They themselves make fi'l mudari mansoob. Okay. And now, okay. Yeah. So these are the real nawasib. These are the real ones. They make the fi'l mudari mansoob by themselves. They don't need extra help. Okay. What about the others? Other 2 categories? Yes. If you put them before fi'l mudari, then the fi'l mudari after it must be mansoob. But is it those very letters that make the fi'l mudari mansoob by themselves? No. They have the help of an. An comes after them, but it's hidden, it's omitted. But it is that an that is hidden, that is the one that is actually, in actuality, making the fi'l mudari mansoob. Yes, and obviously we're going to look at this in more detail, inshallah. So, okay, qismun yansibu bi nafsihi, a qism that by itself it makes the fi'l mudari mansoob. Okay, second one, wa qismun yansibu bi an mudmaratan ba'dahu jawazan. Then there is a qism which it makes the fi'l mudari mansoob by with the help of an mudmaratan. Mudmara yani hidden. Mudmara means hidden. So there's a qism, second category, it yansib, it makes a fi'l mudari mansoob Directly? No, not directly. بأن مضمرة بعده. There is a hidden after it. جوازا. It is مضمرة جوازا. Yani it is hidden جوازا. Yani jawaz means here that it's hidden, but you can say it if you wish. It has been heard from the Arabs that after these certain letters, the after them can be pronounced, but can just be, or you don't say it. And this can be apparent or hidden. That's why it's jawazan. Then the third category, وَقِسْمٌ يَنْسِبُ بِأَنْ مُضْمَرَةً بَعْدَهُ وُجُوبًا. Then there's a qism which also makes the fi'l mudari mansoob, the third category. But does it by itself? No. Again, with the help of an mudmaratan ba'dahu. There is an which is hidden after it, after these letters. But wujuban, this is hidden wujuban. You can never write it there after these letters, and you can never say it. It's never been heard from the Arabs. It's always just hidden. Okay, so these are three categories, and inshallah we're going to start now with the first category. Okay. Yes, أما القسم الأول أما القسم الأول. As for the first qism, وهو الذي ينسب الفعل المضارع بنفسه. That is the one that makes the fi'l mudari mansub by itself. فأربعة أحرف. Then they are 4. Remember, there are 10 altogether. So 4 of them are from this first category. They are the real ones. وهي, what are they? An, walan, وإذن, وكي. These 4. These 4 by themselves, they make the fi'l al-mudari mansub. So we're going to start with an. Amma an. As for an, what is it? حرف مصدر ونصب واستقبال. That's the i'rab of an. حرف مصدر ونصب واستقبال مبني على السكون لا محل له من الإعراب. لا محل له من الإعراب. Now, let's break it down. An, because an is as you can see, an is the main one. Why? Because even in the second category and the third category, although those other 6 letters are there before the fi'l mudari, but the one that really makes the fi'l mudari mansoob is the an that is hidden after these 6 letters. So an is like the don. Yes. So an has to be given a lot of attention to. It is deserving of attention. An. So let's break it down. Harfu masdarin wa nasb. Okay, nasbin we know. What's it mean nasb? It means it makes the fi'l mudari after the mansoob. Istiqbalin, we've also discussed that. It means that it restricts fi'l mudari to the meaning of mustaqbal. Remember, I told you that fi'l mudari, if it's mentioned on its own, then it can have the meaning of now or the future. But, and I told you, if certain letters come before it, they can restrict it to now. Certain letters come before it, can restrict it to the future. An is one of those. If it comes before fi'l mudari, it restricts it to ba'da zaman al-takallum. It restricts it to future, either near future or far future, depending on the context. However, it means after the time of speaking, not at the time of speaking, not hal, not now, after the time of speaking. So for example, if I say to you, very simple example, I say, أريد أن تقوم. I want you to stand up. I want you to stand up. Yes, obviously this means after I have spoken. Yes, so an has come before it, and it means that I want you to stand up after I've spoken. Obviously, you cannot stand up. You cannot stand up before I speak or while I'm speaking, because I haven't finished the sentence. If I say to you, I want you to stand up, after I finished, you're going to stand up. Yes or no? Yes. So it cannot mean like now, at this time, right now, as I'm speaking. No. So this is just a simple example. Get that point across. Okay, how about masdar? This is where you lot were complaining last time and you were saying it's difficult, this and that. Then I said we leave it till we get there. Yes? Now this is where the issue arises. And this is where some people, they think, they get confused and this, but it's very easy. What does it mean? What does it mean? It means, okay, let's look at this example. Let's go back to the same example. What does that mean? And this is where we're going to stop today. And tomorrow, inshallah, we'll continue. It means, so look, harfu masdar, masdar. Obviously, you know masdar, yeah. It means what happens is you take this, you take an, and you take the fi'l al-mudari that comes after an, and you change it into the masdar of this fi'l. Simple. There's nothing more to it. Yes? So again, you take an, and you take the fi'l al-mudari after it, and you convert these two. We do ta'wil, interpretation, like we interpret, or we muqaddar, in our minds. Obviously, we're not going to write this, can't change the sentence, yes? But that's what it means. I'm trying to explain to you what the word masdar means when it says harfu masdar or nothing istiqbal. What does it mean? Harfu masdar means take this an, fi'l mudari after it, and you convert it into the masdar of this fi'l. So taqumu. What is the asl of taqumu? It's from the fi'l qama. Understand? Qama, yaqumu. What is the masdar? Qiyam. Qiyaman. That's the masdar for qama. Qiyam, standing. So, okay. You say qiyam. Now, do we leave it as that? We don't leave it as that. No. We have to, this has to become mudaf ilayh. What do I mean? This, now we have the masdar. We have the masdar. It's nice and easy. The masdar from taqumu is qiyam. Now we have to nudifuhu. This will remain as mudaf, and we attach it to mudaf ilayh. What will be the mudaf ilayh here? Now we look here in taquma. We look what this is the fi'l. Taquma is the fi'l, yes? Where is the fa'il? Who can tell me where is the fa'il in taquma? What's the fa'il in taquma? If I say uridu an taquma, remember after every mubtada you need a khabar. After every fi'l you need a fa'il. Where is the fa'il of taquma? What is it? Before I tell you, you must tell me. Anta. Nam. Ahsantum. Anta. Nam. You. Yes, mashallah, brother Adam has already done it. Okay, good. So, nam. So here, uridu an takuma anta. And that ta here, yes, that ta. Remember we said ta is for, it can be for mukhatab or ghaiba. Remember the ta that comes with your fi'l mudari can be for mukhatab or, yeah, can be for mukhatab or what? For ghaiba. But here obviously we speak to someone, yeah. So here I'll give you the context. We speak to someone. We say uridu an taquma. I want you to stand. So here it is anta. Now, anta, you can't leave it here. Can you say qiyamun ta, qiyamun ta? Can you join these two? No. You will have to change this to ka. This is damir munfasil. You have to make a damir muttasil. Why? Because you want to attach it to qiyam. You can't attach anta to qiyam. So this would then become ya, there's ka. Because you speak to one mudhakkar mukhatab. Now, this here is where also sometimes confusion arises. Let me change the color here to make it clearer. So here now, what do we say? Do we say mu? Do we say ma? Do we say mi? So we said, we changed this, we found the masdar. So there's three things we do. Step number one, we find the masdar, we found it. Step number two, you attach the masdar, yes, to what? You attach the masdar to the fa'il of this fi'l. And the fa'il of this fi'l here is going to be ka. It's anta, but obviously ka. It becomes qiyama. Okay, now, is qiyamuk here, is it going to be marfu'? So we say qiyamuka. Is it going to be mansub? We say qiyamaka. Is it going to be majus? Say qiyamiki. Well, then you have to look at what is the position of this in the jumla. Now look here. Uridu. What is uridu? Uridu is fi'l. That's fa'il. Uridu ana. Fi'l is there and the fa'il is ana. Yes, damir mustatir wujuban takdiruhu ana. Now, what's this going to be? This is, of course, is going to be maf'ulun bihi. You have the fi'l, you have the fa'il. So this is going to be, I want an apple. Yes, apple is the maf'ulun bihi, the object. I want your standing. I want basically you to stand. Yes. So here, obviously, it will not be dhamma. It will not be kasra. It will be fatha. Why? Because here this qiyamak is going to be maf'ulun bihi. Because this is in the position of maf'ulun bihi. Yes, sometimes this is called masdarun mu'awwalun. Mu'awwal, it's been changed into a masdar. It's been taken back to the masdar. That's masdarun mu'awwalun. That's what it's called. Now the masdar mu'awwal sometimes can be marfu', can be mansub, can be majroor, depending on what position it has in the jumla, what comes before it, and so on and so forth. Yeah? So this is step by step. Now I've told you how to do this. 3 simple steps. If you've understood this, then nawasib al-mudari, inshallah, will be easy. If you don't understand this, then you're going to have a mushkila. Okay? So my advice is, before tomorrow's lesson, especially look at this part again, these last 10 minutes, and try to grasp it and understand it. And it's easy. And what I'm going to do tomorrow, inshallah, during the lesson, I'm also going to give you from myself many simple examples like this again, like these ones, 3-4 word ones. And all I'm going to ask you for, I'm not going to ask you for the detailed i'rab. All I'm going to ask you for is this. I'm going to say to you, give me the masdar mu'awwal of this. And I want you to give me it like this. The masdar mudaf ila fa'il, which is the fa'il from here, with the correct i'rab. Okay, inshallah. So we'll stop here for today. And hopefully, inshallah, the intention is, the plan is to do it tomorrow. But as I said, please forgive me if I cannot. I am 99% sure it's going to happen tomorrow. But because I'm not at my home and things cannot be controlled all the time. So if the room is free, then inshallah we'll do the lesson. Okay, inshallah. So yeah, so we'll continue tomorrow, inshallah, bi'idhnillah. Allahu ta'ala a'la wa a'lam. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa barak ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.